All right. It is Friday, January 15th, 2021 at 2:04 p.m. Let's take a look at these headlines. We have a magnitude 6.2 earthquake 89 miles from Palopo City, South Sulawesi, Indonesia that happened January 14th at 1:28 p.m. It's a large earthquake. Let's take a look at the reports. It says Reuters, a strong 6.2 magnitude earthquake killed at least 10 people, injured hundreds, and damaged many buildings in Indonesia's Sulawesi island. The epicenter of a quake was 6 kilometers northeast of Mejawe City. It says here a 6.2 earthquake hit Indonesia, killing at least 35 people, hundreds of buildings are damaged, 15,000 people are displaced. The quake flattened a hospital, trapping dozens of patients. More are trapped under collapsed buildings. Rescuers say we are racing against time. And we have some images here. Let's take a look. Look at this. The building just collapsed. People searching. People being rescued. Please pray for these people here in Indonesia going through this earthquake. It seems to be a major earthquake. 6.2 is rather large. It says at least 30 people killed and hundreds injured as earthquake hit Indonesia and Sulawesi. There's also flooding in Indonesia, so they're dealing with a lot. Alright, next. This is what the surface of Pluto looks like. This is from Professor Paul Byrne. Let's take a look at this image. This is what the surface of Pluto looks like. That is pretty. It looks like ice or something. Alright. Next, from the Hill. CDC, more contagious COVID-19 variant could be dominant strain in the US by March. I see the CDC pushing a lot of fear. I don't know how accurate this is, but if it is, it's pretty spooky. Alright, next. New York Post. Mayor de Blasio says New York City will run out of COVID-19 vaccine next week. So they don't have that many vaccines in New York. Apparently, from Reuters, nearly 60,000 people have fled Central African Republic violence, the UN says. Please pray for the people in Central Africa fleeing from the violence. They look like they need a lot of prayer and help. Alright, next, from Jonathan Hardison. Breaking 6,000 workers at Amazon facility and Bessemer will vote on whether to unionize starting on February 8th, with ballots due back by close of business on March 29th. This will be the first unionization vote for Amazon in 7 years. Hopefully they get to unionize and get more benefits, because Amazon is crazy when it comes to working their employees. Next, from AFP, total of deaths past 2 million worldwide. COVID-19 deaths. So that's a lot of deaths. And from The Guardian, Donald Trump will fly to Florida hours before Biden inauguration, reports say. Outgoing president expecting to use Air Force One to travel to Mar-a-Lago, where he intends to live. Alright. And from NBC 15 News, it says the IRS is delaying the start of tax season this year due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. It says the IRS delays tax season to February due to the ongoing COVID pandemic. The Internal Revenue Service plans to open tax filing season for this year on February 12th instead of its usual late January start. Alright. And from Reuters, now the president has been impeached for a second time. The Senate will hold a different trial than the last one as it enters uncharted territory to consider whether to bar him from future office. So that's interesting. And by Governor Kay Ivey. In times of need, Alabama National Guard is always there to serve. This week, the Alabama National Guard has answered a call to protect our nation's capital city. I'm donating the We the Pizza to ensure that we have something good to eat while performing their duties. Thank you. We the Pizza has helped feed the national troops in D.C., protecting our democracy. These pizzas will be delivered to the National Guard at the Capitol. So that's good that the guys are getting some good pizzas. Alright, next, Disclosure TV. Just in, building at Google campus in Mountain View evacuated. Authorities are investigating a suspicious package. So that's pretty spooky at the Google campus. Alright, next, from BBC News World. At least 30 killed and injured as the earthquake in Indonesia hits. I had talked about this earlier. And 2020 is 4% complete. Also, if you guys are into the Mandela effect, this is something weird. It says Michaels no longer has an apostrophe right here. All the store logos now look like this. Crazy Mandela effect. So Michaels used to have an apostrophe right here before the S, and now it is no longer there. Alright, next. Trump orders shift in U.S. military command for Middle East, Israel. It says President Trump has ordered the Pentagon to include Israel in the U.S. military command structure for the Middle East. The Department of Defense, DoD, confirmed Friday a major change meant to reflect an easing of tensions between Israel and several Arab countries. The shift, comes as Trump prepares to leave the White House next week, means Israel will be moved from the U.S. European Command to U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, which oversees U.S. military policy involving Arab nations. Israel, for decades, was grouped with European countries due to animosity between Israel and some Arab countries. The DoD reviews the Unified Command Plan every 2 years and reassesses all boundaries and relationships against the operational environment. We structure boundaries to best mitigate risk and protect the U.S. interests and partners, the Pentagon said in a statement. So that is a bold move right there. Trump orders the shift of U.S. military command for Middle East and Israel. I don't know what that's going to bring, but that is a big move right there. Alright. Next, Bill Gates. Who is controlling food in the U.S.? Bill Gates is now America's biggest owner of farmland. This is all the farmland that Gates owns. This is the Gates' land holdings by state. And I'll leave the link for this article so you guys can see for yourselves how many acres each state has. It's a lot of acres. It says farmland, 242,000 acres. Transitional, 25,750 acres. That is a lot of land. Who wants to rule the world has to control food and health. And this is what Bill Gates is silently doing since many years ago. Indeed, Bill Gates has quietly snatching up 242,000 acres of farmland across the U.S., and that's enough to make him top private farmland owner in America. Gates has built up massive farmland portfolio spanning 18 states, with his largest holdings being in Louisiana, 69,000 acres, Arkansas, 47,000 acres, and Nebraska, 20,000 acres. Additionally, he has stake in 25,000 acres of transitional land on the west of Phoenix, Arizona, which is being developed as a new suburb. The land is held directly through a third-party entity by Cascade Investments Gates' personal investment vehicle. Cascade's other investments include food safety company Ecolab, used car retailer Vroom, and Canadian National Railway. Does Gates want to control both health and food? It is not entirely clear how Gates' farmland is being used, or whether any of the land is being set aside for conservation. So that is quite interesting that Gates is holding this much farmland in the U.S. Alright, next. Water suddenly turns pink, smells foul, and kills fish in Singapore. Videos and pictures. Says here, waters in the canal at Sentosa Cove, Singapore, turn bright pink, emitting a foul sewage-like smell. pictures the heron of the green barrels. You see here the fish on the right hand side, pretty much dead, and the canal pink. It says the water running through coastal Sentosa South Cove has turned pinkish purple since Tuesday afternoon, January 12, 2021, alarming residents. Warning signs emerged on January 5th when a foul, sulfurous sewage-like smell came from the waterway. The odor became stronger over the next few days, and dead fish started appearing near the banks from Wednesday last week to Sunday. So, Singapore having earthquakes and having these foul smells in the water. Alright, guys, pray for the people out there. Pray for the people running from in Africa, running from violence. Please pray for the people in Singapore and Indonesia with earthquakes and this foul stench coming from the water. We need a lot of prayers in these days. Thank you so much for everything. Hit like and subscribe for more videos. See you guys next time. God bless.